much. We've covered the first test. Brian got down, I got up, I weighed more, and I'm still standing. So I appreciate the use of the chair. It's wonderful to be with entrepreneurs like this, though. And just as an aside, I was doing radio calls because we're getting near the end, and I was talking to Frank Beckman on WJR, and he loves the name of this place, so you got a huge plug in Metro. All right. You have these Detroiters all of a sudden walk in and say hi. Now you have some idea what was the catalyst of all that. But it's great to be in Brian's hometown and with his family, because this is special. This is about building something for the future. And why are we all here today? Well, we talked about having a rally, but the real reason we took the time out of our schedule to all gather here together is because we all love Michigan.
Yep. Yes.
Amen.
And we've got a state that's suffering. We've got a state with a broken economy and a broken government. But I'm not here to talk about problems, and I spend no time talking about blame.
Yes.
The only thing that really matters, why I'm excited to be with you today, is to talk about the solution.
Right. Right.
And the solution is not just to fix Michigan. That is not good enough. It is time to reinvent Michigan.
All right.
And how do we do that? There are three key steps. The first step is we need a clear, positive vision for our future. Where, as Michiganders, we're going to work and win together and be a great state again. The second step is, if we know point A is a disaster and point B is this vision, what's the plan to get there? What are the steps we need to take? And the third thing is, we've got to take action. And when I say action, it's not talking about things. It's not just doing activities. It's taking action that makes a real difference in real people's lives.
Yes.
That's what we're going to do. Now the vision. I have a bold vision for Michigan's future. It is time for a new era. It is time for the era of innovation.
Right.
And why do I say that? If you look at Michigan's history, what made us great in the natural resources era in the 1800s and the industrial era in the 1900s, underlying both of those, it was a spirit we had in all of us. As people, as Michiganders, that spirit of innovation and entrepreneurship, just as we see here with this place. That's what made us great. That's what led us to revolutionize not just our state, but the country and the world. And it is time to get that spirit back. And how do we do that? There are three key pillars to the year of innovation. The first pillar is having a globally diverse economy offering increasing prosperity to our families. It's about quality of life. We are truly blessed in this state with some of the world's greatest natural resources. The Great Lakes, the 11,000 lakes. I'm a Gun Lake boy. So we're going to have to work harder to protect them. Think about the threat of the Asian carp. We need to enhance them. We need to enjoy them. We need to market them better with things like Pure Michigan. We also need to restore our central cities. That's been a major failure point. We have some successful points. Grand Rapids is making good success. Some other places. But as Brian said, for Michigan to be a great state, we need Detroit to be on the path to being a great city again.
Right.
Yeah.
And the third pillar is about our young people. We're losing our young people at a very alarming rate. They're leaving the state. We have got to create an environment where they not only want to stay, but can stay. And it's great to see some young people here today. And we've got some real young ones, so we got a lot of work cut out for us. And just as Brian and Julie have a great family, Sue and I are fortunate. We have 3 children. And to give you an illustration, our son Jeff graduated from college this last May. He's out looking for a job. It's a terrible environment. Our near-term solution was to have him work on the campaign, but we're running out of time, folks. But if you look at that vision, I believe it's a vision where as Michiganders we can come together and work and win together. Now the plan. I've got a 10-point plan, and do not panic. I'm not doing all that. Number 1 on that list, though, is the need for more and better jobs. The first thing I always say, though, is the role of government is not to create jobs. It's to create an environment where jobs can flourish. And how do we do that? There are key levers. And one of those key levers is tax reform. It is time to eliminate the Michigan business tax and replace it with a flat 6% corporate net income tax. Our regulatory environment's messed up. Government goes beyond, the people in Lansing go beyond the regulations and are treating people as who are bad and should be controlled. That's backwards.
Yes.
The average person is a good, honest person.
Right.
The average organization are good, honest people. Think about our ag community. And all the hardworking farmers, for generations they're taking care of land and they're being criticized. That's backwards.
Yep.
Who's going to be a better steward of the land than the people that make their living off the land? And it is time for bureaucracy to go away. It is time for a new form of government. It's customer service government. It's to start treating you, the citizen, as the customer and looking at life through your eyes and asking two simple questions. How do we help you succeed and how do we get out of your way?
Right.
And when we ask you for $1 of revenue, instead of just taking your money and spending your money, we show you value for money. We show you that those dollars are going to make a real difference in real people's lives. That's the government you deserve. That's the government you're going to get.
All right.
And it's about taking action, as we talked about. Brian said it very well. One of the challenges we have is we need a new culture in our state.
Right.
We've been beaten up for so many years. We've got our heads down so much. We've become too negative and too divisive. Too much of a win-lose attitude on partisanship, on geography, on racial and ethnic issues. It is time for a new culture. And I'm proud to have Brian on the team working together to say, let's build that new culture, and what are the key attributes? It is time to stop being negative and start being positive. It is time to stop looking in the rearview mirror and start looking to the future. It is time to stop being divisive and start being inclusive and win together. That's the culture we're going to make happen in this state.
All right.
And one other key thing as part of this. It's great to see the passion today, the fire, the excitement with you. We feel that I am absolutely fired up, Brian's fired up, Justin's fired up. We got a lot of fired up people here.
Yep.
Yeah.
But and we need your fire and passion through tomorrow. But I'll tell you, the hard work really starts in January. This is not just about an election.
Right.
We need your effort through November 2nd. But this is an effort where we actually need that intensity, that fire, that passion to grow. And we need to spread it to everyone you know. Again, the hardest work will start in January, will go on for the foreseeable future, and the only way we're going to succeed is understanding that and doing something else that Brian mentioned. We need to drop our other labels. We all carry tons of labels on us, but there's one label that really matters for our future. And that label is Michigander. So it is time for us to come together as Michiganders to say, here is a vision, here is a plan, here is an attitude of action. To do it in a positive, forward-looking, inclusive way. And by standing together, by bringing that effort, that intensity, that's how we will create more and better jobs. That's how we will keep our young people in this state, and that's how we will be a great state again. Thank you so much. It's great to